Durk beat the case, putting it on Vaughn. Snitched on his dead partner.
DJ Academic. I don't give a fuck about going overboard.
Leaves us wondering how many of these details we missed. And was White correct? All along, Charleston White called Lil Durk a snitch. Charleston White is notoriously famous for his controversial online outbursts. And while sometimes his utterances are borderline defamatory, at other times his statements hit home more importantly. The controversial comedian isn't afraid to take on anyone, and regularly weighs in on trending issues within the drill rap scene. This was the case when White made some pretty inflammatory comments about rapper Lil Durk during an interview on November 25, 2023. At the time, Lil Durk was being trailed by rumors that he had snitched on King Von, and Charleston White's claims only further aggravated the contentious issue. While talking about the circumstances surrounding King Von's death, White accused Lil Durk of snitching on the late rapper. He said,
"He was killed trying to harm a nigga smaller than him. And we go shame Timmy? We don't shame Durk? Durk beat the case, putting it on Vaughn."
White didn't stop there. He claimed that Durk snitched on King Von, but added a spin to it, snitched on his dead partner. "It's the word on the street. Come on, my seed, Durk was no killer. Val was next." He went on to make some other damning allegations claiming that King Von was a killer and may have played a role in a witness turning up dead in his murder case. White added,
The rest of them, what? They're singing and rapping. The rest of these that's singing and rapping wasn't no killer. We know for a fact he was. We know for a fact that the only reason King Von was released from jail so he could become a big star is that the witnesses to his case came up dead.
White was referring to an incident involving Lil Durk and King Bao, which happened in 2019, in May of that year. Durk turned himself into the police after a warrant was issued for his arrest in connection with the shooting that took place outside the Atlanta restaurant, The Varsity. In February 2019, Durk and King Bao were charged with participating in criminal street gang activity, possession of a firearm, during the commission of a felony possession of firearm by convicted felon criminal attempt to commit murder, as well as aggravated assault. However, on October 22, 2019, the charges against both Durk and King Bao were dropped due to prosecutorial discretion. While responding to the verdict, Lil Durk's attorney Manny Arora said, "While it took 3 years for the state to make the right decision, in the end, the right decision was made, and Mr. Banks can finally put this event behind him. Unfortunately for Durk, he just found it impossible to put the event behind him, with rumors alleging that he had snitched on King Bao to beat the case soon emerging. While it's impossible to pinpoint the origin of the rumors, they quickly gained traction, forcing Durk to have to defend his street credibility on numerous occasions in 2019, and just when most people began to forget about those allegations, White's claims once again helped those rumors to roar back to life. At the peak of it all, some people began speculating that Durk's actions may have led to King V's eventual death. This is despite the fact that Durk and Von were known to be very close friends, and the latter was signed under Lil Durk's record label, Only the Family. However, their friendship came to a tragic end when King Von was killed during a shootout that happened outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge in the early hours of November 6, 2020. The incident occurred after King Von's crew got into a heated altercation with rapper Quando Rondo's crew, leading to a gun battle that also saw law enforcement officers get involved. The day after the shooting, fans' calls for justice appeared to be answered when police arrested the man who was believed to have shot King Bao, as Timothy L. Tim Leaks, a 22-year-old upcoming rapper, an affiliate of Quando Rondo L. Tim, was charged with felony murder and was expected to face trial over the fatal shooting of King Von, but in a shocking turn of events, all charges against him were dropped in August 2023, and Tim's attorney Noah Pines made this announcement in a statement that read, "The case against Mr. Leaks was dismissed prior to ever being indicted. The charges against the rapper were reportedly dismissed because prosecutors believed that V was killed in an act of self-defense." Unsurprisingly, the verdict didn't sit right with many of V's allies, and some of them didn't hold back when expressing their disappointment. Von's girlfriend Asian Da was one of the first to express her feelings, saying in a since-deleted tweet, "Because the police said Tim ain't kill him, The police did almost at the same time. Fans and internet trolls began trending the #SlideForVon, which was basically a call to Durk to pick up a gun and take revenge for Von's death. While Durk never really acknowledged the #SlideForVon comments, most people were convinced that he would make a move on these killers, given the fact that most of Durk's lyrics promoted violence and featured him regularly, rapping about shooting up his ops following Lil Durk's recent arrest on murder for hire charges in relation to the 2022 shooting that claimed the life of Quando Rondo's cousin LPO. Fans have revisited the whole #SlideForVon, pointing out that Durk may have actually taken the comment seriously and acted on it. This came after DJ Academics shared an old interview with a rapper on X on October 26, 2024, a day after Durk was arrested. The interview, which aired in 2023, featured Academics asking Durk if he was bothered by the #SlideForVon comments, which were fans' way of asking him to seek revenge for King Von's death. Responding to DJ Academics' question, Lil Durk said he wasn't bothered by the fans' comments.
They used to say, but you also mentioned a song. They be like, they be saying #SlideForVon. I think they trolling me. Yo, by the way, that song is fire. I ain't gonna lie.
For some reason, I just don't see the comments no more.
The clip immediately garnered a lot of attention from fans, with many of them highlighting that Durk's cold expression was an indirect confession to having taken revenge for King Von. While commenting on Durk's expression in the video, one X user said the look on his face says a lot. Pay attention, another X user wrote, "You can see the moment of realization on X's face." A third user commented, "Brew, I remember watching this interview and was like, WTF was that moment?" Now, I know why. Several other users commented on the viral video, noting that Durk had given clear indications over the years that he had something to do with Lob's death and that it was only a matter of time before the feds caught up with him. One user said Bro dropped a "ha" for a reason that had to be right after they killed his cousin. But while Durk was seemingly ready to risk jail in the pursuit of revenge over Von's death, Charleston White has been very vocal about how he feels he deserved to die the way he did since King Von's death. Charleston White has been very critical about how the rapper lived his life, and has often lambasted the late rapper, much to the horror of Von's family members. It is safe to say that V's family members have no love for White, and the mutual hatred was on full display when Von's sister Kayla B clashed with White in June this year. The drama started when Kayla took talks formerly known as Twitter and said that she spotted White out and about in Chicago. She further claimed that White would have caught beating had the police not been around the area. She wrote, "Why, I just seen that Charleston White, whatever his name is, I would have beat his ass, but the police was right there shortly." After White responded to Kayla in a video where he tells her if she had approached him, his hands would have turned bisexual.
I went to 7 strip club last night. There wasn't no police around. King Von's sister wasn't ready to go meet Von. Hit me, I turned into my hand turned bisexual. She pow.
Alongside the video, White wrote, "Dear King Von's sister, I want to kindly remind you that your tough dead brother was slumped at a club in Atlanta, Georgia for trying to fight a little skinny. I'm sure you don't want to join the hump in the ground gang for thinking you're tough too. I also want to remind you that I embrace your brother killer with love, admiration, and appreciation for killing your brother. No love." Uncle White then added salt to the injury when he posted a picture of him posing with Lil Tim V's alleged killer. Still not satisfied with the damage done, the controversial YouTuber penned a similar letter to V's mother, in which he showers praise on Lil Tim for killing V while recalling the day he met with Lil Tim. White said, "My life has been blessed with abundance ever since that day. I connected with the spirit of God's angel, aka the Demon Slayer. I love and honor this young right here. He's a hero to the nation. We smoking on that Von pack tonight. Thank God for at Lord Tim 3. This isn't the first time Charleston White would be calling King Von a demon. During a sit-down with DJ Academics in 2022, White accused V of being a killer who had caused the deaths of several black men. White declared,
King Von was known to be a killer, a man who killed black people, a man who was accused of killing a black girl. He's celebrated, right? You got celebrities who take pictures in front of his mural. What about his victims' family? Why don't y'all ever speak for them?
Elsewhere in the interview, White called V a demon and blasted black men who continue to associate with him regardless of his numerous crimes. He said that idol is a demon, a self-proclaimed demon. I don't ride with demons. When did black people start riding with demons, homie? Following King Von's death, Durk began to distance himself from gang life and sought solace in his renewed Islamic faith. Things were going fine, and the rapper was bagging honors at every turn. However, his sinful past would soon come to haunt the present. Lil Durk's haunting criminal history. Although the word on the street is that Lil Durk has allegedly been involved in several murders over the years, just as much as King Vo, there is no real evidence that supports these claims. However, Lil Durk has had several legal issues that have kept him within the radar of law enforcement and earned him a notorious reputation. Back in 2011, the Chicago rapper was arrested on a weapons charge. Although he was released on bond, he was later sentenced to 3 months in jail. 2 years later, Durk found himself in trouble once again after getting arrested for allegedly throwing a loaded .40 caliber handgun into his car when police approached him on South Green Street in Chicago. Durk was subsequently charged with unlawful use of a weapon by a felon. Durk's attorney would later claim that they had 9 affidavits from witnesses who confirmed Durk's innocence in a surprising twist. Another witness also stepped forward to claim ownership of the gun in question. In light of these revelations, Durk was released after spending over a month in jail. Durk would somehow manage to stay out of trouble for several years until he was arrested alongside the late King Vo in May 2019 on charges relating to a non-lethal shooting that occurred in February that same year. According to prosecutors, the two men shot a man outside a popular at Atlanta drive-in and also made away with his Jeep Cherokee and $30,000 in cash. After spending several weeks in jail, Durk and Vo were finally released on $250,000 and $300,000 bonds, respectively. The charges against Durk were dropped in October 2022, and this ushered in a new sense of direction for Durk. During an interview later published by Rolling Stone the following month, the rapper talked about turning a new leaf in his life and career, vowing to help curb the violence in Chicago. Durk declared, "I'm going to start by getting the city together to do my part to slow down the violence." Later in the interview, Durk opened up about his childhood, detailing how he experienced so much darkness and pain before he had spent up to 3 decades on Earth. He also talked about his decision to stop rapping about violence and instead focus on making more money. He said, "Even if you do 99% of right, you still got 1% of the demons with you. You get angry fast, and one reply can up $1 billion. That's why I'm not saying names, no. More in my music. I ain't speaking on the dead. No more, none of that." True to his words, Lil Durk cleaned up his act and moved on from his former style of music, which glorified gang culture and violence. In August 2024, Durk showed there would be no going back on his decision when he denounced gang life and reaffirmed his Muslim faith through an Instagram message to his fans. The post, which was captioned, "Don't label me nothing outside of a man, a father, and a 1,00% Muslim." The voice provided fans with a glimpse into his new life and where he was mentally. Durk then went into more detail about his religious journey and how it conflicted with gang life. In a follow-up message on his Instagram story, he shared, "I don't bang, I'm a Muslim." Basically, what I was saying on my post in so many words, you can't do both. I'ma be the one who say it. Durk went on to urge his ardent followers who have followed him through the years to follow him into this new chapter of life. Durk then clarified that his music was a reflection of what he had seen and been through, and that would never change. However, he warned his fans that he never meant for them to go out and do what he raps about in his music. A month after making this bombshell announcement, Durk returned with yet another exciting news that got everyone buzzing. On September 22, 2024, the rapper, who has a pretty extensive rap sheet, took to X to announce that his criminal record has been wiped clean. He said everybody should get second chances at life. It's about what you do with it. Alhamdulillah, my background wiped and clean of all cases. I ain't a felon anymore. Who would have thought? I want to thank everyone who helped push my vision forward. Thank you from the bottom up. My heart to Cap. What was fast becoming a defining year for Lil Durk, he was honored by Cook County, Illinois for his work in the community with his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation.
Down goes the drill. Down goes the drill. 12th round knockout, because it looked like they had got away and they get to ride off into the sunset. So this is a victory for law-abiding Black Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
On Friday, October 18th, the rapper was presented with multiple keys to the city, including the village of Broadview and the village of Bellwood. Sadly, that excitement was short-lived, as barely a week after getting the prestigious awards, Lil Durk was arrested by the feds in Florida on October 25th on murder for hire charges. Earlier that day, 5 men, Cav London, Grant DeAndre, Del Wilson, David Brian Lindsay, Keith Jones, and Asa Houston, whom prosecutors allege are affiliated to Only the Family, were arrested in Chicago and subsequently appeared at the Dirksen U.S. Courthouse, according to an indictment filed in the East District Court in Los Angeles. Charges against the 5 men include conspiracy to commit murder for hire, resulting in death, and the use of a machine gun, resulting in death. Prosecutors allege that the 5 men plotted in 2022 to kill Quando Rondo as retaliation for a 2020 altercation between Rondo's crew and King Von's crew that turned into a deadly gun battle, which resulted in Von's demise. Rondo's friend L. Tim was later charged with the murder. Prosecutors say the 5 men traveled to Los Angeles and tracked Quando Rondo to a gas station, where they tried to kill him. However, their gunfire instead killed Rondo's cousin LPB, who was riding in the passenger side of Rondo's vehicle. Lil Durk's arrest records say he was arrested on murder for hire charges, and court records show that he masterminded the alleged murder for H scheme against Quando Rondo. According to the indictment, multiple individuals affiliated with Durk's Only the Family coordinated the plot and discussed payments after LPB was killed on the same day of the shooting. OTF company credit cards were reportedly used to book flights for several individuals involved in the shooting. To return to Chicago, prosecutors claimed that the receipts of these transactions and the recordings of an informant were crucial in linking Durk to the murder for hire plan. He is currently being held in a jail in Broward County, Florida, pending his transfer to Los Angeles, where his pretrial detention hearing is set to be held. In the wake of Lil Durk's arrest, the lyrics of his 2022 song Federal Nightmares have gone viral, and fans have been raving about how Durk seemingly predicts his future in the track. In the chorus, Durk raps, "Now I'm having federal nightmares. As all I'm having federal nightmares, as all having federal nightmares, as all I'm having federal nightmares." Durk goes into more detail in another part of the track as he WS delete my iCloud. If I think they really on me though, SL when trial come it ain't. Your phone it. Be your homie though / he on the stand with his head down like he don't know me though / it ain't no point in no getting a lawyer if your homie. Told these lyrics have caused fans to point out that Durk certainly knew that the feds were coming for him. Oddly enough, the court documents prove that the feds did get a hold of an iCloud message where he allegedly told one of Lob's alleged killers to desist from using any mode of payment affiliated with him. With this evidence, fans now believe that Durk's lyrics didn't happen by chance. While sharing snippet from the official video of the track, an ex-user wrote, "Lil Durk really predicted his own future with this song, Federal Nightmares." Another fan said, "When you listen to Durk on Federal Nightmares, you come to realize man knew his time was almost up in the streets." Amidst all the drama and speculation surrounding Durk's arrest, Charleston White took the opportunity to take a swipe at Durk's predicament, labeling it a victory for Black Americans. During the recent sit-down, White went on to describe drill rappers, including Durk, as a demonic force that spread throughout America, and expressed excitement that Durk's arrest meant we now get to put that fire out. White